Pick Central on the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube channel, presented by the fine folks of Fireball.
And right, Mintzy, presented by Fireball. Free your fire with an ice-cold shot of Fireball. Sometimes life can get serious fast and adult responsibilities become overwhelming. But everyone needs an excuse to let loose and have some fun. During the moments of stressful adulting, letting yourself have some fun, Fireball Whiskey is there to help you say F it and free your fire. Fireball takes any event to the next level, whether it's mundane work happy hour, crazy pregame, or just watching football with some friends. Fireball is all about flipping the script on life and turning everyday events into ones you'll be telling stories about for years. Fireball's iconic cinnamon flavor tastes fire and goes down easy, making it the ultimate crowd pleaser. That's why it's the #1 shot in the U.S. I agree. Great shot. Fireball 50-milliliter shooters are perfect to ignite a pregame, tailgate, or darty. Plus, no shot glass needed. Just crack it, knock it back. Fireball is the best. Great shot. Even great just to drink, but big, great shot. #1 in the U.S. God bless Fireball. Thank you for presenting Pick Central.
Well, we got a bunch of stuff to get into today, but we're from the top. We're going to, I believe there's some footage of my rough ending of the show yesterday where I might or might not have. I always have these, like, sudden jerk movements that's, like, a problem. Like, I'm, like, a real jerky move guy. It's come up a lot of times in life where I'll accidentally elbow somebody or just something that's misunderstood. And this poor Fireball bottle at the end of the show yesterday got it.
I almost forgot about the incident.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, well, I kind of had, but Ebo so graciously reminded us of it. So this is the end of the show yesterday. Appreciate you guys. Thanks to Fireball for sponsoring Pick Central, even though I just dropped it. Oh, man, so watch out.
Fireball spilling everywhere.
Fireball, no good. No good. We ended the show on a low note, but stay tuned. The Yankees up there. Now they're going to smell cinnamon whiskey.
Like after when you were cleaning it up, because Mintzy's controller died. Like at one point, he just picked up the bottle,
just held it and just was walking.
And
in
was
circles.
just like he just didn't know what to do, and he just was spilling it all over
Mintzy,
himself.
trash.
Yeah, trash, go trash.
And I think everyone does this when you make a big spill. Mintzy went and grabbed the paper towels, grabbed like 3 paper towels.
He grabbed one paper towel with hand soap.
Huge
It was
rubbing
amazing. But that's what, it was very funny. But hey, shout out Fireball.
Yeah, we
Worst
appreciate
things for him to smell like than cinnamon.
Smelled great.
I feel like that's actually a funny, like, with the way the Yak is, that's kind of a classic opening for the Yak.
Yeah, of course.
You were just sitting there cleaning it still.
Yeah, I was on my knees on the floor cleaning up Fireball as the Yak started in sass, and then we're sitting there like, what the hell is going on?
Big balls.
All right. Want to remind everyone, too, please like and subscribe to the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube channel. Not just Pick Central on here. Pick'em, the Brandon Walker College Football Show, Barstool Sports Advisors. We got all you need for gambling season on the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. All right, before we get into a lot of football today, and we're going to talk NFL lines, let's start with the scene at Yankee Stadium on Aaron Judge's 60th home run last night, because there's a lot to pack in here.
Yeah, 60th home run was a bomb, and it wasn't even the story of the night that the Yankees walk-off grand slam.
With no outs.
With no outs.
No outs.
Which is crazy.
Down 4 in the ninth.
Against the Pirates, we should beat them. Doesn't matter. Let's watch the video.
I mean, it's a full-blown like melee for this ball. And I don't blame any of them. That's a 6-figure baseball.
So, as Big Ev says, 6-figure baseball. Understand, I completely get. If Judge hits ones tonight, I will be going to the game tomorrow. I just know I am. I will box out anyone for that ball. So these kids who get the ball set, what'd they say? They said that they just respect him, how much he's done for the organization. Like
that was a quote that's been thrown around quite a bit.
Whatever it is, then they gave this the ball back and he
got a signed bat and like signed balls and all.
Signed bat.
They got to meet him, hang out with him for a little bit.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I am holding that ball until you rip it out of my dead hands, unless you're giving me something good.
I thought we'd talk about this at the top. Like, I won't even say a number. I'll say, what can the Yankees give you that you don't sell it? Like,
okay.
What is the minimum? I have it in my head, and I think they would never match it. But I'm curious to hear what you say.
Well,
no, so obviously they're not giving you money. What can the Yankees give you that you'd give up the ball and not sell it for? What they're estimating on the market right now would go for between $100,000 to $150,000.
It's so different for us. For just like I'm trying to, because content-wise, I have a content brain and normal fan brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mine, I went with kind of both, but I guess
what's
mainly
yours?
So I said season tickets for life.
Yeah,
then I could at least I could sell the tickets forever. I can. It's something.
Yeah, that's a great
you can
thing
make money.
to have.
But I think they would never do that. So I
think
would probably end up. I would have said season tickets for life, like yes or no.
I would just ask for
nothing else.
field access. That's
Forever?
all. Forever.
Well,
That's not terrible. That's kind of the same thing, almost better actually. But
Yeah, it's one because I field access for for no matter what though, especially content brain. That ball is not coming out of my hands last night. I'm doing a video today being like, I still got the ball,
Right
Judge.
here.
What do you want? Like, and I would turn into like a villain pretty much.
yeah, the Yankee fans would hate that guy.
They would hate that guy.
But honestly, New Yorkers I think would respect it at least a little.
But the thing is,
Like you said, it's worth so much money that you're just like.
people are hating no matter what. People are hating what these kids did, even though that was like kind of like the right thing to do. It's kind of the right thing to do, but people also hating them on that. So which one do you want? I'd rather keep the ball and fucking figure it out.
I think he's somebody who. Well, I mean, I think the one obvious thing is I think the kid who did it. He clearly must come from means. Either that or he just made had a big knee jerk reaction.
He's a young kid too, so I think the Yankees were coming to me. Hey, like Aaron Judge would really want this ball. Like, can you just give it to? He's like, oh, sure, I guess.
Yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe he could have just got finesse, but there's a part of it that's like to not have like any like the money not even cross your mind.
all he got was signed what?
Signed bat, signed balls. All his friends got signed balls, and they met and hung out with him for a little bit.
Which is
Pictures, whatever. Like,
but
basically nothing.
But as a kid, that's all you're thinking. Like they were kids.
They weren't like teen. Like they had to be what, early 20s.
Oh, I thought they were like 18. I don't know though. I could be wrong.
I guess,
though.
but I don't know.
I just think that you're not. Some people aren't like.
Maybe they were 18.
We're older now. 20, 27, 28. I'm fucking.
Yeah,
I ain't giving that ball up for nothing.
no.
You know what it's worth.
Like as a non-Yankee, like if I happen to be in there as a non-Yankee fan, you're prying it out.
Oh, no
There ain't no chance.
I'm sorry, Mintz. Did you guys see? If there's a video, if you guys pull up, there's a guy at the Raiders game who refused to give up the football. It was just an extra point. He got a football and he put it under his shirt and he goes, "You're not getting it." And they had a whole bunch of security guards around him, and that was just a football. I couldn't imagine.
How long did it take for them to get it?
They didn't get it.
They didn't get it.
No, he kept it under his shirt. They wouldn't get it. Like, you can't really take it from him. I don't know if I could try and find the video, but it is fucking so funny. Him sitting there with the football under his shirt, just not giving it up.
Yeah, that's wild that they couldn't like make him get it.
Yeah, because what are they gonna give him? You know, like he's like, I'm sitting here, I got a ball. Why would I give it back? It's crazy.
That's so funny.
That is.
I respect it.
That is funny as hell.
Yeah.
Want to mention something? Merchapalooza started today in the Barstool store. Are either one of y'all in this thing?
Yeah, use code Big Ev.
Use code Marty.
BIGEV.
Use code ZA.
Yeah, ZA, or use code Mint. I don't know how any of us are supposed to compete with Megan getting on there saying if she wins, she's going to start an OnlyFans. We're probably.
I love Megan. She's capping.
Yeah.
Don't fall for that.
She's capping.
What does that mean?
She ain't starting an OnlyFans. You kidding me?
She's BSing.
Yeah, she ain't. Listen, Megan, love you. Me and you, look me in the eyes. We both know you're not doing OnlyFans. Come on.
Can't you do it with like bikinis now though? Aren't people like doing it without?
I mean, I guess that's true too. Or either that, or she's gonna make one. Yeah, trust me. You ain't seen no titty, no ass. Come on.
Nah.
Come on.
Well, either way, I promise if I do well in it, I will not create an OnlyFans. So there you go.
I mean, let's be real here, boys. We're fucked.
Oh, I know we're not.
We're not.
I got no chance. No, I just don't want to get like dead last and have the company.
That's where I'd like to make it through today.
I just want the company to be like, hey. Yeah, how does it work?
I think the bottom gets cut out because it goes on for like a week, I think.
I'd rather just get cut.
It goes through October 1st.
Because that's what every person who said, when does it end, I told them all today.
Before we get into football and shit too, I want to just address everything about Twitch because people are very
what's going on with that?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Very confused, and I understand. So a lot of it, really quick backstory. This guy was taking money from other Twitch streamers, like borrowing money. Ended up he was gambling, and this whole thing came out about how like a revolt against gambling on Twitch. I half agree with it because these websites, like I'm not even going to mention them, offshore websites that aren't regulated by
in the U.S.
are now banned from Twitch. Starting October 18th. So if you are on any of those websites, not Barstool Sportsbook, because Barstool Sportsbook is regulated. The thing with it, what it is, Barstool Sportsbook, you have to be 21 or older to play.
Yes.
These other websites, you can be a 12-year-old watching your favorite streamer and then start playing fucking blackjack.
Oh, wow, 'cause it's unregulated.
Yeah, so that's where it gets scary.
It's the offshore gambling side.
Yeah, so all the offshore.
A lot of streamers with huge young audiences betting insane amounts of money because they have deals with the offshore where they're giving them a ton of money to play with.
Yeah.
So you got guys with like half their streaming viewers are like 15 years old. They're betting $50,000 a hand.
There's one guy leaves his house and leaves a stream up, and he just has slots going for 13 grand a spin the entire time, and there's about 50,000 people watching it, and he's not there. It's crazy.
We preach responsible gambling here.
Exactly.
This is not. This is specifically what we're saying.
That's where it's like people, and I know I do it, but like people aren't bad for doing like everyone gambles. Gambling is a reason. It's just what happens in life.
Oh, for sure. Everybody wants to make life more interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So with the Barstool Sportsbook, it has guardrails for you when you're gambling. If you start to get almost even like a little out of hand, a pop up comes up and it's like, hey, you've bet this much. Are you sure you want to keep going? It's like almost like a Netflix. You sure you want to keep watching this?
It's good though.
It's great. That's why we should always be able to do it, because it's regulated for a reason. So Barstool Sportsbook and all of us will be safe.
It doesn't affect us at all.
Which is awesome, kind of, because we're the only ones really streaming that are legal.
Oh, actually, you're right.
Yeah, basically,
the rest,
man's tragedies and other man's opportunities.
Yeah, like it's good, like content-wise, it's good for us because we're the only legal sports. So I get Twitch what they did. I think it's smart what they did.
I get that too.
But that's why
that's interesting.
Like we preach responsible gambling because it is a real thing, and we also bet our own money. So it's not like we're getting millions of dollars to.
That's a big misconception about here. It's like, oh, y'all are all just firing off. I mean,
I would love to. If they want to give it to us, I will accept it. But they just don't.
Well, it was a lot of kids that's throwing down just insane, egregious amounts of money. And obviously when you bet enough, and these guys they get so much money to play with that they're betting so much money, eventually you're going to hit like $1 million slot or this or that. And what they would do is that hurts too. Like on YouTube, they make videos like compilations or just like small videos from the session where sometimes all they might show is winning. So it kind of gives this it's just like not good for the kids. It just I'm just gonna put money in a slot when I'm down. It's just gonna explode
because they don't understand it, and
when
they're 21, you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
you have no excuse.
No, I mean there's no doubt, especially the Twitch streaming world is really designed for younger.
Yeah.
A lot of young. That's that younger generation. All right, let's touch on some comments made by SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey that are interesting, and then we're going to get into NFL. This is what Greg Sankey told ESPN. My view is, how do you bring more people into November, including in our league? Our league would be fine even at 16 teams with a 14 playoff, talking about the SEC. At 14, we've taken half the field a couple of times. Nobody else has done that. When we go to 16 and add Texas and Oklahoma, we're not going to have less opportunity by adding those two. We're going to have more. But we've excluded the West Coast and everything west of the Rockies for all but 2 years. We want college football to be strong nationally, and I think that's the responsibility we all have.
So he just wants 4.
No, he's saying
at 4.
I don't think he's saying he wants 4.
I'm saying he wants to keep the playoff at 4.
Okay.
That's what I took from it.
I think I don't know. I didn't necessarily. Ebo, do you have any? Is that what he meant?
I think the premise of the article is that he just wants as many teams involved as possible. He doesn't think that more teams will win the national championship, but he thinks that more teams will have an opportunity to compete.
No,
so he's saying he wants a bigger playoff.
Yeah. Correct.
He wants the West Coast to have a team in there every year. Look, I've always said this. All right, I know we're headed toward the 12-team playoff, thank God, and I can't believe so many people are trying to be against that. It's more games that matter.
Yeah,
I mean, we're sitting here and doing sports radio. Think about every year you get to the semis and you talk about these 2 games for a damn month. Now we're gonna have 4 quarterfinals or four round of 16, 4 quarterfinals. We're gonna have so much more interesting, good football. And look, if you win one of the Power 5 conferences, you should be in the playoff. I'm fine with that. You might be 8-4 Stanford, who's won the Pac-12 a few times, and you might get the dog crap kicked out of you. But if you win a Power 5 conference, you get a ticket to the dance.
Listen, I mean, it's kind of the same as basketball. Obviously, much less teams, but with a 12-team even, it'd be basically the format they have right now is be the 5 conference champions and it'd be the highest group of 5 champion, highest ranked group of 5 champion, and then 6 at-large. So, I mean, if you really deserve to be there, you can lose your conference championship and still get there. You're still there. I mean, you got to, in regards to having to play more games or whatever, like, if you're the best team, you'll win.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it changes anything. I just don't see any downside to expanding the playoff. I just don't see it.
There's always all these traditionalists that just were like, back in my day, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? That's over. You know, we're in a totally different world. And even more now with the NIL and people sitting out bowl games, which I don't even blame them if they've got first and second round draft pick. They'll play if it's a playoff game.
100%.
They won't play if it's a bowl game.
100%.
So I think one of his points was that with the addition of Texas and USC, there's a chance that
not USA.
Oklahoma, that you will have a chance to have maybe the 4 best teams in the SEC, but they could be ranked like 8th, 10th, and they wouldn't get the opportunity in the current format to prove that they're one of the 4 best teams.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a 12-team playoff with how loaded the SEC is, 9 and 3 teams in the SEC are going to have a good shot. Are going to have a really good shot.
Absolutely.
Last year,
they probably
Ole Miss 10 and 2 last year would have gotten.
They probably will every year get 3, maybe 4. I'd say at least 3, probably.
Yeah.
Good chance.
But still, though, if you're guaranteed to get 1 Pac-12, you'll probably get a couple out of the Big 10. You know, 1 out of the Big 12, an ACC or 2. You know, maybe a G5. And I still want a G5 playoff. I feel like this is all still getting.
Well, this would kind of take away because they said it would guarantee 1 G5 team in every year with the playoff that they're like currently going after. So I mean, I think that would kind of nix that. I guess.
Still could do it. Just have that 1 G5.
I think so too. I just don't know. Like I would love to see it, but I think for them, what happened is it would just kill bowl season. Or not kill.
Bowl season's already deader than fried chicken anyway.
But it's still,
except for the Barstool Bowl, which will be
I just think the gamblers are like, I just love watching bowls still. I think honestly, with the at least I've noticed in the last couple of years, like with how many people sit out, I almost think it makes it even easier to bet on.
Zah started laughing. You like?
I mean, great saying, but the most alive thing in the history of food is fried chicken, Mintzy. Come on,
that's true.
Awesome saying. I'm stealing that, by the way.
Well, look, the Barstool Bowl is going to be spectacular, of course, because of all the cool stuff we're going to do with it. And, you know, I'm not hating on that. A lot of the rest of bowl season, take it or leave it at this point.
Oh no, that's totally fair. Totally fair.
Oh, it is.
It's for the true college football junkies. It's the true guys that really want to gamble on a game.
I feel like the G5 teams still care about it. It's the Power 5
That's what I'm saying. You get a lot of the G5 games to become a lot of the bowl games. Especially the ones that guys don't sit out, at least as much.
That's the thing. More of the story now is who's sitting out. That's what it is.
And that's why if you have a 12-team playoff, these people are going to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially the big ball games that they'll stay in.
Real quick.
Oh, yeah. What's going on?
Barstool will be live in Ohio January 1st.
That's official?
Yep. I tweeted it out, which is amazing.
Big Ev.
That's big for
I'm looking forward to the Big Ev tour through Ohio if he can go like I did on Louisiana.
Yeah.
Columbus. We got a Penn Casino in Columbus.
Oh, a great one. Hollywood
Casino.
No, Hollywood Columbus is awesome. Dave Portnoy, I love Ohio.
I retweeted it instantly when I saw it.
And also, Mintzy, I was wondering why we have a sports show, and we're not doing segments like Skip Bayless that he said, is LeBron really bald? That's his segment today.
Yeah, I don't know. Marty, I'm sorry to let you down. You know?
Come on, Vince. Can you pull up my tweet? Skip Bayless really tweeted this out.
Yeah, I'm sorry to let you down to not.
Can you imagine them breaking down LeBron's really bald now?
Now.
I don't understand, and I may take heat for this.
I kind of like it's just like what?
I don't know who watches.
I just respect Skip. Like I as a kid who, like, when I was a child, I aspired to, like, be Skip Bayless and, like, be in a sports talk show, all that kind of stuff. I just think he's so good at, like, putting together an argument for something that I know he doesn't even truly believe in. Mm-hmm. I watched him give a spiel on how Cooper Rush is just as good as Dak Prescott, and he literally will sit there and he'll give you, like, a very well-articulated argument on why it's the case. And then the funny thing is, then they go out and win. And they go out and win, and now he can like double, triple down on
another week of talking about it
and just stuff like that. And he's been a LeBron hater, like that's always kind of been his thing. He's a big like, I think he's a Rodgers hater too. I know he's a big Brady guy. When you get in that, like I just think he's so good at making those type of arguments and like putting it together where people, after like years, decades of listening to him, they still like can't like wrap their head around that he's totally just fucking with you, and people go nuts.
No, I mean that's kind of a lot of What we do here.
That's
too.
sports talk.
We
That's
do,
sports
we
talk
do too
radio.
here, and people just can't get enough of it. You know?
You just gotta make a hard take and just like back it up.
Yeah.
And I think he's one of the best at it ever. I really believe that. He's great.
I mean, he's still relevant after all these years. I mean, you got to give a lot
Big
of
guess.
What's up, Marty?
Bachelorettes. Big guess.
Big S.
Yeah. That was the finale was yesterday.
Yeah, I saw the post game. I just got on Twitter after and saw there were thousands of people watching the Chicks in the Office post game. I mean, the numbers were the numbers about blew my mind. All right, before we get into NFL, let's talk about the game that's taken the nation by storm. Fowling. It's a rowdy matchup of football and bowling. First team to knock down all 10 of their opponents' pins wins. Born at the Indy 500 in 2001, Fowling is already wildly popular in the Midwest where it all started, and it's already taking the nations by storm. It's anyone's game. Tight spiral, granny roll, underhand. You don't need to be a quarterback to win. Thank God. Upgrade your tailgate by using code Barstool20 for 20% off, plus free shipping on a Fowling set at playfowling.com. That's playfowling.com.
Great game.
I do want to mention one other baseball thing before we get in the NFL. Did y'all see White Sox Dave and all the White Sox fans melting down last night on Twitter?
What a joke.
I was watching. Yeah, I did.
They lost 10-5 in extra innings to Cleveland.
I think it ended up being 7, but yeah, I mean they put up 5 runs in like the 11th.
They're just a joke of a team. I don't even want to talk. It's just more. It's like all I heard was how good the White Sox are going to be for the next 5 years, and they're not even make the playoffs.
They were in the crappy division too.
Crappy division.
I mean, I'm talking AL East had 4 teams.
I don't want to hear
AL East
anything.
had at least 3, if not 4 teams better than everybody in that.
Oh yeah, I don't want to hear anything about injury. Everyone has injuries. Yankees were injured. I don't care. You guys are a joke.
I mean, their biggest problem is the core they invested in. They just aren't that good.
Yeah, they're just facts.
Pretty much like Jose Abreu.
You know what, Big Ev? That's just a fact.
Like Vaughn's pretty good. I mean, like Moncada had a terrible year. A lot of their guys, like Giolito's been. I mean, not like horrible, but not nearly as good as he has been like a couple of years ago. They just got a lot of guys kind of just going south.
Yeah, just a joke of a franchise.
Well, yeah, it was a big disappointment, and I saw there was a Old Facts Exposed Twitter that was really funny. It was like on the White Sox, like, is anyone else, like they did the Will Smith with the empty, is anybody else going to show up this year in the AL Central?
In our division, it's like, oh, well, you got to probably play first before you should tweet that.
Didn't even come in second.
I mean,
third.
Rough scene.
Just real last thing.
That's the tweet I was talking about.
On Aaron Judge, he leads in 10 categories. 10.
I saw Max Kellerman. It was like did a couple crown.
It is in.
You know, triple crown.
So what else is it? OPS, on base percentage,
Runs, on base percentage, runs.
He has
RBIs, homers, average, total bases, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
It's just 10 categories. Is
10 he's in
insane.
first.
I can't believe that 315 is like the highest average in the AL. I knew that it was a low year for scoring, but like
It's home runs, RBIs, average, runs, walks, total bases, on base percentage, slugging, OPS, and WAR. First in the AL.
how much money is he about to get?
All of it. Blank, literally whatever he wants.
I mean, like, are we talking about like what's the biggest deal in baseball? Has anybody gotten $500 million yet? I know people have been getting people have been getting 400.
With him, it's crazy because he's kind of old too.
He's like 30, 31.
I think he's 20.
He came in. He was older when
What's
he
he,
came in.
28, 29?
He's 29. I think he's turning 30.
30 like
soon.
next year probably.
What's he gonna get? Like 7?
Mike Trout with the largest contract, 12-year, $426 million.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. He's 30.
Yeah,
He's turning 31.
I knew he came in as he's older because he played college.
Yeah, he turned 30 this year. Yeah, he did college, and then he did like 3 years in the minors.
What do y'all think he's gonna get? Like a 5 or 7 year, $350 million deal? Is that a good
We offered him 218
I think it was 7-2-18, and that was a no.
before this year's.
And that was pre this season.
And you know what? That was a good deal for before the season. It was.
Yeah,
He bet on him.
I mean, you get 7 years.
He bet on himself.
You get the stability of the 7 years. That's signing you to your 37.
I think we're gonna have to give him 400.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't care.
Are y'all right? There's no way he leaves, right? I can't see it.
If
I
they
really
do,
hope
I seriously.
I'd be devastated.
If he leaves, I'm out.
Yeah.
I can't. What are they going to do? Rip down the Judge chambers? They fucked themselves by giving them their own
100%.
thing in right field. They fucked
No,
themselves.
they fucked themselves by not paying him a little bit more money and getting it done.
Oh yeah, we would.
Like, they should have got it done.
We would have.
The fact that they let him get to a point where now he's a legit free agent is just shameful.
It actually would have been probably looked at one of the most fleeced jobs on a contract if we.
Oh my God! Imagine
if we got him like $250.
No, but that's what they get. Like they didn't want to pay up for their guy, being cheap fucks.
Yep.
Now it's going to cost you double, or he's going to walk. So you're either going to cost double, or if you lose him, you're going to lose. Like the fan base is going to
You can't lose him. No, you can't lose him right now.
I would lose. Like
Can't
I'd
say
be
it.
absolutely devastated if he went to I don't care what team it is. It doesn't matter. Like
He is the Yankees right now.
it doesn't matter what team it is. If he went to the Nationals, I'd be
He's
devastated.
the biggest star since Jeter.
It's just the Yankees are such as he's a homegrown guy. We didn't
He's
get him.
our
in a
guy.
trade,
We drafted him, like,
we
everything,
drafted
like-
him. But all right,
He's perfect for Yankee Stadium. He's perfect for New York. Like
yeah.
All right, let's get to some NFL. We're looking ahead to NFL. Yesterday we looked ahead at college football. Really, like I said, it's very curious on some games this weekend. I know that y'all are getting excited too. They moved, so the college football show is The Hill in Knoxville. It's actually at 1:30 Eastern now. The time's been moved. The game is 3:30 Eastern on CBS. Tennessee a 10.5-point favorite over Florida on the Barstool Sports book. You excited to get back to Rocky Talk, right?
very excited. Love Tennessee. Lines like. Well, I think we talked about it a little bit yesterday, where I think Richardson is just so like Jekyll and Hyde that it's tough to get a grasp on Florida's team, because they're just so reliant on how well he plays.
Or doesn't play.
'Cause I think that exactly how he said yesterday. I agree. It's just he can be a Heisman candidate or he can be the worst quarterback ever, and you just don't know which one's going to show up day to day. He hasn't been great the last few. There's a part of me, like my gut, is telling me that he's going to show up for this game. I could be totally wrong, and Tennessee just blows him out. But I mean, if he shows up, like it really plays, like say if he plays like he did against Utah, this is a last team that scores kind of game.
Yeah, but my instincts are saying Florida in the points here, because I think people have kind of anointed Tennessee. They got kind of lucky hurting Slovis at Pitt.
For sure, 10.5's a lot.
No, and it's a rivalry.
Florida's talented. Whatever you think, Anthony Richardson, Florida's still not like a bad football team.
I think Florida, you can't read into that South Florida effort. I think both Arkansas and Florida had big look-ahead spots last week, and they just didn't. I mean, you got very poor efforts. I'm not saying there's no excuse for almost losing South Florida and Missouri State. I get it. But I think you'd be making a mistake if you overlooked into that performance.
Agreed.
And I think Florida's going to be ready. 10.5. It's a huge rivalry game. Florida historically really gives Tennessee problems no matter what.
I mean, but they've only beaten them like once the last
It's bad.
20, 30 plus years, something like that.
I don't know if it's that low. I remember they beat them.
Well, Peyton never beat them right now. That was the whole thing.
Yeah, they
and
beat them
then-
a few times, but not many. I mean,
I thought it was like recently, like I'm talking the last few years, they beat them for the
they
first
beat them in
time
16, I remember.
like a while. So maybe they beat them a couple of times, but I know it's been very few of the last even like 20 some
My
years.
instincts are taking Florida the points here. Tennessee, look, if Tennessee comes out and beats them by 4 touchdowns, it's a massive statement.
Yep, no doubt.
And I get all that, but my instincts are liking the points. All right, NFL. We'll start with Thursday night. I believe there's going to be a stream for Jersey Jerry and Jeff DeLoe with the Steelers-Browns. Cleveland, a 4.5-point favorite. Man, we got some low over-unders already. We should here. This Jacoby Brissett versus Trubisky. It's 38. I mean, that may even be too high in this one. This is a short week, so Thursday night games are a little weird to cap. Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Cleveland just got their hearts ripped out, blowing the 13-point lead with a minute and a half left to the Jets. I mean, the first time that's happened in the NFL in like 1973 or something crazy. And then Pittsburgh, look, they're 1-1, and their defense is good, obviously playing without T.J. Watt. How long is Trubisky going to be in there with the way he's looking? I mean, they ain't doing a damn thing on offense right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, when I think about this game, I think I love taking underdogs in the NFL, and I know it's a low total. I just saw the way, without Watt and some of the other guys, they don't have a defense as Steelers. I mean, they were able to get. I mean, the Patriots were able to run on them pretty well. I mean, Browns have a great run game. I think the Browns can have a lot of success running the ball and won't have to worry about as much about Brissett. I kind of like the Browns.
Marty, do you have any early thoughts?
I think you got to go with the Browns with the Mitch thing. Mitch, I mean, the offensive line isn't great.
Oh, it's one of the top 3 worst.
It's
one of the
not-
worst 3 bottom 3.
Not great. Najee Harris has fucking 4 milliseconds to make a move when he gets the ball. So like it's hard to Mitch is obviously, you know what Mitch is.
Yeah.
Exactly what he is. Then let me tell you, the Steelers have a tough schedule after the
Really tough.
I think they have week 4 they have the Jets. So that I can see Kenny coming in. But after that, it's like the Chiefs and the Bills. Yeah. It's like crazy games. I don't know. I just think that you see it's not working. Holding Kenny Pickett until like week 11 isn't going to help them.
Yeah, Buffalo, Tampa, Miami, Philly, New Orleans, Cincinnati, Indiana, Atlanta, Baltimore, Carolina. It opens up a little bit more towards the end, but that middle, just like Buffalo.
Yeah, and
Tampa,
you also
Dolphins.
You can't have Kenny come in during the Bills game, or is it Bills or the Bucks? Like you can't have them come Bills or Bucks. I think you have to if he's going to start, you got to have him.
And also considering too that this would be a long week.
Yeah,
the Thursday game. I think if Mitch struggles pretty bad, I could see them.
I could see it too. Because look, if they're not going anywhere with Mitch, why not get the? I mean, you already drafted him 20th overall. Pickett's not. He's the older guy. He's in college forever.
He's like 23 already, 24, 23. So
yeah, I just think that
it would be a week that would make sense to put him in.
It has to be. If he struggles like he did, because I mean that offense.
They can't move the ball. They could have lost in Cincinnati with force and 5 turnovers.
Sure.
You know what?
I mean, they should have. That missed extra point. I mean, they should have lost.
Chase Claypool is like that's a weapon. I don't care where he's not. It's not like he doesn't have any weapons around him.
Deontay Johnson,
Claypool, Freiermuth, a solid tight end.
Yeah, like they have.
I think Pickens is talented too.
Yeah, he's young, but he's talented.
I just don't think that he's a check down guy. He just isn't going to open up your offense much.
No,
and Pickett.
And I agree with you. Like, bad offensive line. Fucking Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
I just think, it's funny because they're like similar-ish teams, but I think the Browns just match up with them very well. I think their strengths play into the Steelers' weaknesses.
Brissett didn't play bad against the Jets.
They scored 30 points.
Neither game, I don't think he played terrible.
Their defense, the pass defense blew the game.
I mean, after he put them up 2 touchdowns and he never got the ball back.
Yeah,
it wasn't his fault.
He scored 30 points.
Yeah, no, I mean they broken coverage touchdown, onside kick touchdown.
Let Joe Flacco that's what happened.
Yeah,
but it was crazy. He really only. They had some things passing earlier in the game, but I mean, he got 30% of his yards in the last 2 minutes because they hit Corey Davis for
busted coverage
70-yarder, and then they drove right the length of the field pretty much, or drove not length of the field outside kick 50 yards. So I mean, pretty much got 130 yards of it right there, 120 yards.
I kind of agree. I lean Clee. It's just tough to lay points when the game's going to be so low scoring. But
that's why I mentioned
Pittsburgh is so inept on offense right now. I mean, it is. It's. I mean, they got when you got no when your quarterback plays bad and you got a bad O line. It's a very, you can only do so much. And I'll tell you what else. I always say it. Matt Canada, worst OC in the NFL.
Yeah, not great.
Garbage. All right, Ravens at Patriots. Ravens a 3-point favorite, over under 43.5 in the Barstool Sports book. Baltimore shell-shocked like Cleveland last week. I mean, hell, you're winning 35-14 in the fourth. Rare to see New England catching points at home. Got to get as a gambling instinct guy. I mean, you're getting Belichick as a home dog. That's kind of rare here. Any early thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this is man. Because when I watch, I think the Ravens are a much better team. I truly believe that, but I agree. The line to me says Patriots.
Me too.
I can't take the Patriots because they struggled to beat the Steelers.
I know that's why I don't really want to. I don't. That's definitely a plug your nose play if you're gonna
have to be really angry also of last week. That's I think I can't just. I would either stay away or I have to take the Ravens. I watched that Patriots Steelers game was horrible. They can't move the ball either. The Patriots.
No, Patriots offense is not good.
They don't. I mean, I've questioned this. I know no one ever wants to question Belichick as a GM because he's won 6 Super Bowls, and I get it. But what the hell has happened with their wide receiver evaluation going back to 2010? College is sending more rookie-ready, badass receivers to the NFL than in our history ever. Yeah. Everybody's getting these rookies and stuff. And New England, I mean, you think about all the guys they've drafted. I mean, it's been it has been a disaster at the wide receiver position. I mean, everybody always talks about when they didn't get A.J. Brown or DK and they drafted theirs on N'Keal Harry. But, I mean, it's been a nightmare. Right now, they got Nelson Aguilar who's making big money, Jacoby Myers, and the ghost of Devontae Parker out there.
Nelson Aguilar still played.
He made a good play.
He did, but him playing.
The play was that pretty much won them the game.
You're so right, though. Think about all the elite wide receivers right now. It's all young fucking
You
guys.
can't find any of them.
Waddle, you got fucking
Justin Jefferson, Chase,
like,
million of them.
so many.
Even all
of
these
them.
guys in the second round, like Metcalf, Debo
AJ.
Samuel,
Even this
AJ
year, like
Brown.
Olave's, like you can tell he's going to be good for the Saints. Like
A lot of them.
There's so many. It's crazy. But you're right. How long does the respect keep going for?
Well, I mean,
Forever.
it's
He
going to be
gets
forever
it.
when you
He
win 6
deserves
Super
it.
Bowls and they're
Yeah, he's
defensively. They're
he's
still good
grandfathered into
defensively.
respect.
1,000%. But you're right though, where it's like, all right, well, you got to question some things, like because
Sure.
it's been a little slow as of late. Tom Brady, yes, he had the best quarterback.
They also replaced the offensive coordinator thing. They kind of took a weird approach
Yeah.
to that this year, and people are still figuring that out. All right, Bill. Here's the game of the week: Bills in Miami. Bills 5.5. Over under 53. I could see this game get buck wild. I kind of could. I think there's potential. Miami's got
Honestly, I think over's the play.
Miami's got that weird, like, it's a weird home field advantage, man. They play good, you know. It's like hotter and a little different. Ev, I completely am taking your stance too. I'm not going against Buffalo.
Bills are
anymore.
nothing.
I'm staying away. Bro.
Over. I think for me this is
You don't think
over
that
game.
screams Bills there? Where it's like Miami just
I
did
think it does
all
a
of
little
that,
bit, yeah.
and you see Miami, like you're like, wait, Miami's a really good team. How are they getting 5 points at home? Like that's where I'm like, I'm saying sucker wise, it looks like Miami's, but Bills 5.5.
The Bills are at a point where they're always going to be public. It doesn't matter what the line is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah,
They're going to be favorites and they're going to be a public play because they look just unbelievable.
Like if I have to bet that game, I'm taking
Yeah, it's
Bills.
Bills.
The other thing with the Bills, though, we kind of mentioned the over. I mean, they've allowed 17 points in 2 weeks against the Rams.
Yeah, for
Titans.
sure.
I mean, they got a damn good D. Adding Von Miller.
Oh,
Their D line's loaded and deep. Their secondary
Miller's
is really good.
monster.
Their run defense is awesome. Look what they did to Derrick
That
Henry.
dude Phillips is a monster.
Oh yeah, they got him on a 1-year, $5 million
Monster.
deal, and he went nuts in that Rams game. I don't know. I think that's the most fascinating matchup of the week. Bengals laying 5 at the Jets. I can't take Cincy laying points on the road with the O-line. I can't do it.
I think.
Can't do it.
See, to me,
This is do or die for me.
I think this line screams Bengals.
They lost there last year too.
That's almost partly why. Not. It's a little piece, but
No, that's a
I think it's why it screams Bengals. This is like a last stand. The Jets just came off a big win. They beat them last year. Everyone said how the O-line's so bad. I just think they're not nearly as bad as they've looked. I think they'll get it together. I'm a Joe Burrow believer. The offense is obviously talented. The offensive line's just struggling right now, really bad. But
this is.
I think I'd take the Bengals.
I
Can't
think
go 0-3. I see your point.
you can't.
They
It's done.
can't. Like they just can't.
I think they blow them out. Because again, everyone's gonna be all excited about the Jets. What they just did. It's like, okay, it's still the Browns, and like the Browns are always gonna Brown. I think the Bengals. This is a pick me up game where they say, let's get the fuck back to our offense. Let's get going, and they blow them out.
All right, next one's fascinating to me. Detroit at Minnesota. Minnesota 6-point favorite at home. Over under 52.5. This reeks of a Kirk Cousins going off like 4 touchdown, 360-yard game.
I hate how many favorites I like.
Yeah, but Minnesota been like off
is
that Monday,
so-
night,
this is,
off
like,
the Monday
obvious.
night.
This is
Cousins
such
at
a-
home.
Off the Lions
so-
win too. Like
So obvious Minnesota play.
I know. Fuck.
Lions look good. Minnesota looks dreadful in prime time. Dome game, like we talked about.
Minnesota better. I'm actually thinking about it.
Over two.
Am I crazy for liking the alternate over at like 59.5? I mean, this thing could be 38-31.
No.
This thing could get wild.
Because the Lions,
Detroit games are getting nuts.
no matter what, if they're up a lot of points, they'll let someone come back. If they're down, they're going to come back. So those points will be scored.
Yeah, so I'm leaning. I think Minnesota here.
Yeah,
I think it's Minnesota. I hate it.
so too.
I hate it.
I just hate how many favorites I like, but yeah,
I don't even think the
Minnesota.
Vikings are good, but I think you got to take them there.
All right, Houston at Chicago. Chicago 2.5 at home, 40.5. I mean, I know it's a low under at 40.5, but how the hell do these teams score?
Yeah, I think under could be the play.
I mean, this is so. Sometimes, Ev, I think there's like a thing where early in the year they'll put all these totals out. You see Pittsburgh, Cleveland's 38. If this was like week 11, this might be 35.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like it's kind of like Marty, your thing with the big favorites and call. You know, it'd be bigger later.
Am I crazy to like the Texans here?
I was kind of thinking the same thing.
I think this is like the Bears. I could see the Bears fans just imploding after this game. Like everyone.
I mean, the Texans have been like,
Texans okay.
yeah. I mean,
I've been good, but they're almost they're really not that bad.
their defense has played well.
Oh, they're not that bad.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I love saying that.
2-0 against the spread.
Yeah, exactly.
their offense.
They're-
I still have questions about the offense.
They're my number two.
Not good.
Number 2 on my not that bad power
Yeah,
rank.
they're not. The offense is bad, but the Bears' offense is bad. So
Right.
it's like,
Next game, there's 2 sucker bets on the board that are reeking to me. This is the first one. How in God's name can you bet Indy after what we saw last week against the Chiefs? Indy getting shut out 24-0 at Jacksonville. Now they're catching 6 at home against KC. It's 2-0 and looking great. I mean, I know I can't bet KC because it looks like, I mean, what is this going to be, 93% public, KC?
just
I would dream of this line getting to 7, maybe 6.5. It's close, already 107.
but
I think this is a plug your nose, take the Colts.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. And they have always.
And you might look really stupid.
Oh, no.
I mean, you might look really,
yeah, that's
really
the
dumb
problem. That's the
3
problem.
hours later.
I understand what you're saying, where it's like, how do you not take the Chiefs here? Because that's what we first think, because you've seen how bad the Colts are. But I also can say when you sit down and watch that game, you're like, why the fuck did I bet the Colts?
Oh, yeah.
Because you could do that completely, where it's like 14-0 in the first 2 minutes. It's like, what just happened?
Yeah, so it's
Touchdown, 3 and out. Touchdown. You're like,
yeah.
fuck.
This hits my gambling. The one gambling trend I follow when a team loses outright as a road favorite as a home dog the next week. Indy lost as a 3-point favorite in Jacksonville. Now they're catching 6. So that hits the trend I follow, like a bounce back spot.
I don't hate it.
I could see Indy grinding Jonathan Taylor with long drives and shortening this game. I have not seen a Michael Pittman health update yet. I'm telling y'all, we saw it last week. When he's out, their passing game's dicked. They don't have any other receiving core weapons. I mean, Taylor's a good running back. Don't get me wrong. Really good. But when Pittman is out, they got, and we saw it last week, they got massive problems. I don't even know who the guys are behind them. It's bad. So
It's like Pierce, like
Paris Campbell still out there?
Paris Campbell.
It's bad. Yeah. So that's something I'm watching for. All right, another 0-2 battle here. Vegas laying 2 at Tennessee. Over under 45.5.
This is the ultimate like losers. Season's over.
Loser leaves town.
Week 3.
It's really over for the Raiders because they're in that tough division. The
see,
Titans, because the division looks so bad, might go 8-9 and win.
I think the Raiders are better. I mean, I'm not like. I was obviously super high on the Raiders. I think the defense has obviously been a problem. Offense has been inconsistent. Obviously, new offensive system, everything.
I could see them starting slow and catch a carry. Once they get used to that, more like.
I guess I would lean the Raiders. I mean, I don't love it.
God, I mean, Tennessee's been so good to me as an underdog through the years, but it just feels like the music's over, man. The music feels over.
Tannehill just looks lost.
Well, and they also, if you look at the metrics, they always were winning all these one-score games, and like they've been winning 2 or 3 more games a year than they should statistically the last few years.
I'm sorry, I'm betting the Bengals.
You're doing it?
Oh yeah, someone's writing a blog about Joe Burrow deleted his Twitter and Instagram. It's time for like he's fed up with that.
Did you see? You just remind me. Like you see, like Whitlock tried to make some like said he's like a high class Josh Rosen. That he basically just like wants to be famous. He's so full. That Burrow's so full of himself.
You've got to be kidding me.
Just like classic like loser. No one watches your shows.
Yeah. Oh, he just won a national title and got his team to the Super Bowl.
Like,
his second year, his first full
like,
year.
All he cares
That's
about
the stupidest.
All he cares about is social media being famous. He tweeted like 4 times last year, and like
That's the stupidest take.
Like one of them was about like Dwayne Haskins. Like it was like very.
Funniest thing too, he went on the Nelk Boys podcast and he was talking about how he doesn't like to do anything. He likes to just
he just
out.
sits at home.
He likes to sit home with his friends, hang out. Like first of all, the world makes Joe Burrow seem like that. By the way,
it's just because he wore some outfits.
He looks cool. He never say anything.
Some Instagram like captions.
Yeah, you're right. No one watches the show. Let me say something crazy.
No, dude. I mean, look at his leadership at LSU too.
Great. Yeah, he's like I heard he's a great guy too.
Oh, I'm telling you, like before he became.
Yeah, we had his dad on last year. Super Bowl.
Literally before.
I sat with him after he won the Heisman. I remember he came in and did part of my take, and he sat here just talking football like it was the most normal thing, and he was just hungover from winning the Heisman. Like if you're not like an asshole after that, you're gonna be the coolest guy ever.
I mean, I'm saying even like when him were at Ohio State at the same time, we had some mutual friends, and like he was the backup, and everyone loved him.
Yeah.
Before he became really anything, everyone loved him.
All right, Marty, we got to touch on. We're going head to head here in the Saints Panthers.
Yeah.
Honestly, instincts. I don't want to say I'm gravely concerned, but I'm very concerned.
But this is a game.
Saints laying 3 on the road. Carolina beat them week 2 really bad last year.
It's a trap. That's a trap game for the Saints.
No, it is. Carolina's 0-2. And I'm telling you, the Panthers hate the Saints. The Panthers fans, going back to the alleged Cam Newton bounty.
Yeah.
There's been bad blood since.
So think about it. It's the same trap where it's like 3 points for the Saints, where the Panthers have not looked good. They've lost to the Browns and the Giants.
Both close games, though.
Yeah, 5. That's why Baker Mayfield's still okay. Only 5 points combined when in the losses. But you look at this line and you first go, how the fuck the Saints only 3? I know the Saints looked horrible last week, but it was against the Bucs.
Didn't look great in Atlanta except for the fourth quarter either.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't know. I just think at home for the Panthers, I think you got to take Panthers in the points here.
I think it's one of those, look, I never go against New Orleans, but my instincts would like Carolina, but I've been wrong 1,000 times before, so hopefully we'll keep that going. All right, the other reeking trap game of the week, KC was the first one. The next one's Philly laying 6.5 at the Commanders after how good Philly looked Monday night.
I like the Commanders.
Yeah, it's in the
Commanders spot.
Also, NFC East rivalry game, division game. Got to like the points more. Who knows on this Carson Wentz situation against Philly? But
Carson Wentz is going to wither like a fucking leaf in the fall.
Here's my thing though. Del Rio Nate's been going hard at it. What the hell is he doing as the Commanders' defensive coordinator? They got 5 first-round picks on their front 7, and they're allowing 30-something points a game. What the hell are they doing?
It's just for me. I think it's a lot of points. People forget how much in the NFL 6.5 is a lot of points at home.
Division game.
This Philly should win, but I think they'll at least play them close. I think they'll play better. I mean, the offense played so bad in that Detroit game, and they still were able to come back, score a bunch of points, throw for a bunch of yards. I could see like maybe a little bit of a similar spot where they kind of end up making it a game. That wasn't even really a game, but I think you're going to decent effort with the Commanders here.
Okay. I'll lean Commanders in the points there. All right, Jacksonville goes to the L.A. Chargers. We still need to hear more about Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen's status before I have an official opinion on this. Jacksonville certainly looking pretty frisky the first couple of weeks. I literally can't form an opinion until I know what's going on.
The fact that it's 7 is making you think that they think he's going to be back. At least Herbert.
I think Herbert's going to go.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't. See, I just love taking dogs, so I might even just lean Jacksonville +7.
It's getting to a problem where it's the favorites are. I'm liking a lot of favorites as well.
See, I'm starting to swing back where I'm starting to like Commanders like that.
Jaguars, that's a horrible game for me right there. 7 points. It's like the Jaguars looked good, but they did play the fucking who they play last?
Shout out the Colts.
Where they shit on them, though.
Which we don't know. Yeah, we don't know anything. Like, we kind of think the Colts just might stink. The Jaguars did lose to the Commanders, who I don't think is a good team as well. It's honestly, you're right. I think it's just Herbert. It's up to Herbert.
Yeah.
He's playing. How do you bet against them?
I will say this. The Jaguars, one thing, I do think they're better. But Commanders and Colts, y'all mentioned, are weak teams so far. Chargers beat the Raiders, lost to Chiefs. I think they played a lot tougher level competition. You could argue that.
The Chargers definitely, we're in position to beat the Chiefs too.
All right, big Green Bay, Tampa, good game in Florida. Tampa, 1-point favor of the Barstool Sports book. Over under only 41.5. Tampa's played 2 big unders so far this year. Mike Evans appealing to suspension. We'll see on that today. I would lean Tampa here, but if Julio, Godwin, and Evans are all out, that's a lot.
Oh, I'm Packers here.
Are you? Aaron Rodgers' record in Florida is bad.
It is bad.
I know he's played bad there.
It is bad, but just the one, I think, I don't know. I'm Packers here. I think Rodgers is on one here because the Bucs honestly haven't looked that good.
Defense
the total's
defense
so low.
looked good, but
the total's 41.5 between Rodgers and Brady.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
The defense, Bucs look good, but the offense has not at all.
No, it's 39 points in 2 games.
Yeah.
Packers defenses look really good too.
Mm-hmm.
They got a pick 6 against the Saints to get.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's wild that Tampa.
It's a good game though.
No, it is. It's a 4:25 afternoon game. Rams and Cardinals. Rams 3, and we only have 3. I think we're gonna barely get through this. We got Rams 3.5 at Arizona. Arizona, off that crazy come-from-behind win, has good momentum. I feel like the Cardinals have not matched up well with the Rams. You know how there's certain teams that match up bad with others? Yeah. The Cardinals have had problems in the series. I mean, we all remember them getting embarrassed in the playoff game last year, and they lost Monday night late in the year. But I still don't want to lay 3.5 on the road with the Rams. Anybody have any thoughts?
Cardinals are bad, weirdly better on the road.
They definitely are.
I think I go Rams there.
Okay.
I don't really like that game though.
Anybody got Atlanta, Seattle thoughts? I got nothing.
Seattle covers Atlanta covers spreads.
I go
Plus
Falcons.
1.5, so they're gonna have to win this one.
I go Falcons
Atlanta.
there.
Okay. 2 games left. Sunday night, Niners, Jimmy G against Russell Wilson. My question on this, how 44.5 seems high for how these teams have played so far.
What's the spread though?
Niners by 1.5 on the road.
I'm a 49ers.
I am
on the
too. I think they're
Niners.
legit.
I think they're legit again too. They really clicked when he came back in, man. They
I
did.
think they're a much better team. I'm
down. I'm down on that coach.
I was never a big believer in Denver. I'm even less of a believer now than I was before.
I don't think I think the Bengals can turn around. I don't think the Broncos can actually turn theirs.
Broncos are in that
They're-
murder division.
They've had 2
way tougher division.
Judy's
very
hurt
easy
too.
games. Very easy games, and they lost one and barely won one.
Finally, last thing, Monday night, the boys going for 3-0. Giants are half. Well, wow, I'm seeing now a half-point underdog. I saw them as a 2.5-point favorite.
Fuck them
It's
with
on
that.
3. We're -1.
Okay, that's why I figured the
G-Men.
Giants would be 3 against Cooper Rush.
G-Men money line.
Amen.
Are y'all anybody going? Or y'all doing what's?
No, I'll be in
stream.
Detroit.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I won't. I'll be here Monday. So maybe if there's a stream, we'll be there.
G-Men money line.
Love the Giants.
Under. Giants play under games.
All right, let's get to before we get to our picks. What's our F at Fireball pick of the day, Ev?
Oh, it's mine. So the Evan Fireball pick of the day is we're coming after Maris today, fellas. Aaron Judge homers again, plus 190 at home against the Pirates. 61 happens today.
61.
F it Fireball pick of the day,
What are his odds to homer today?
plus 190.
Damn, that's actually. I figured
That's about what they were yesterday.
I know. I
That's
figured
pretty
it'd be
much what they've
juiced more than
been.
that.
Yeah, good odds, baby.
Plus
Judge,
one,
I mean,
Aaron
it's-
Judge. F it. That's a Fireball pick.
That's
of
a
the day.
monster.
All right, Ev, what
Free
you
your
got?
fire.
For your
Free
fire.
your fire. Shout out Fireball.
And Ev, what are your picks today?
So mine, all right, I got up some early stuff. Actually, one I think started already, unfortunately. I got the Braves Nats over 8.5. I'm on the Mets money line and the Cardinals money line tonight. I think they get some revenge tonight.
Marty Bush.
I have the Mets. No, I don't. I have the Astros. I have the Phillies because that game was crazy yesterday. I have the Marlins, the Brewers, and I'm taking the Yankees -1.5.
Okay. I've got under and Cubs Marlins again after another 2-1 Marlins game yesterday that they never end. The White Sox, I think, even though Lance Lynn's pitching today, I think they may be done after last night. So I'm taking the plus 118, and I always like taking the Rockies as a home underdog just on principle at Coors Field.
Like it.
So those are my 3 picks for the day.
Also, quick, just so random. Mario, I think a lot of people appreciate this. I just got a notification, 2023, Floyd and McGregor going to fight again.
Really?
I just why?
Make money.
I know, but
wow.
it's like
It's
I
one
don't
of those
even
things,
care.
I won't nearly, the first time around, I was so excited. This time around, I won't be like,
Is it definite?
Floyd Mayweather said it.
Mayweather was also
I'll read
saying he was
the-
going to fight fucking Deji.
It said,
That's bad.
it said
yeah.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. says rematch with Conor McGregor planned for next year.
He must be cold in his gambling.
Bosco
picks.
must have had a tough show because he didn't come in here.
Floyd might be cold in his gambling picks, needing another show there.
It's just like I don't
Maybe.
like that fight just wasn't that good. Like, no one cares anymore.
Yeah, I think they both-
I'd rather McGregor in UFC. I want him fighting in there. I don't.
Yeah.
Reminder, big news of the day, Ohio officially January 1st.
Yep.
Going to be Barstool Sports Book. Ev, I can't imagine how excited you are.
No, I can't wait. I wish it was for this football season, but January 1st, 2023, we're coming.
Yeah, no, hey, Ohio State could hopefully be in the first game, could be the national
Yeah,
championship.
yeah, it's true.
Because the playoffs are New
It's
Year's
true, Mintzy.
Eve.
Yep.
That would be something if
That'd be
you're-
unbelievable.
Boy, that would be something if that was a launch with Ohio State in the national
Maybe
championship.
the stars align.
You never know. You just never know. But that's big news. Marty, you said you're heading to Detroit.
Yep, heading to Detroit Saturday morning. Again, if you're there, if you're in Detroit, come in-person casino event giving out $20,000 of prizes. So be there Saturday, 5 o'clock. Also, Rowan has an event Sunday, so you can be there.
Is Castellani going to make an appearance?
Oh, he should. If he's around, he might as well come. It's
Yeah, he
me,
should.
Kelly in Vegas, and Rowan. And Castellani should definitely come if he's around.
Yeah, Detroit. That'll be fun. I've heard great things about Greektown. I hadn't got to go
Best
there yet.
casino I think that Penn has. It's
I love the
so
LeBare's Lake Charles is really good too, but I can't say it's better because I haven't been.
Yeah, I've never been there either.
Yeah,
so
those are the two.
We'll do
in
it
the
home
club.
and
That's
home.
what I hear. Are
Yeah.
the best too. Awesome. I also hear good things about Hollywood Columbus though.
I've been. It's very
that's gonna
nice.
be. That's going to be a big thing. We're also opening a new Barstool Sportsbook at LeBare's Baton Rouge. Is going to be opening in like early November. So that's going to be super.
They're going to be opening sportsbooks at that one too, the Columbus one.
Yeah. And did y'all see the mini putt show yesterday?
Yeah, watched it.
Mini golf. So how many are left?
I think there's still a round and a half.
Okay.
It was just the first half of the second round.
Okay.
Boys on the leaderboard. I'm just chipping along.
And a reminder,
Along,
Merchantpalooza, Sports Pick Central guys, code is it Marty?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Hey, if you guys all say I'm getting fired in February, I need the 15 grand. So let's use code Marty.
Code Big Ev, BIGEV.
And code Mets for me. I don't feel great about my chances to win, but I just don't want to be like last. So we never know. I've pushed the mark.
There's so many people that have it though. It's like there's so many people with the code. It's hard to like who they pick.
Differentiate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned. The Yak is up next. Thanks to Za and Ebo and Booze and our crew. I'm heading to Louisiana later for Rediscovering Louisiana with Nick, Donnie, and KB. I'm stoked. I know Ev, college football show. Marty, you're heading to Detroit. Big weekend for Barstool. Getting out all over America.